Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to simulate a social media feed in PowerPoint. Now I'm going to put this into presentation mode, and with a click you can see that a feed is going through this phone. So this is actually something that's pretty easy to do. We're going to use the Morph feature in PowerPoint. So let's get started. So as I mentioned before, I'm going to be using the Morph feature, and this is only available currently in the Office 365 subscription, or if you have PowerPoint 2019. Now, if you don't have these versions of PowerPoint, I'll show you at the end another way that you can actually do this. So there's another way you can do this. But this is using the really cool Morph feature. Now, what we do is I'm going to have some of these assets, right? We've got a hand. We can just download this off the web. I've got this off Pixabay. They have some free images that you can get. You got to make sure that this part here in the phone is transparent. So like when I hover over it, you can see that the background shows up. And this background image with Microsoft PowerPoint, you can get it with insert. And if I go to icons, there are things that you can get with stock images, right? So there's all these stock images that you can get as part of PowerPoint, the Office 365 subscription. So that's available there. And basically, I just got a feed here from my phone. This is from one of the social media feeds. Let me zoom out here. And all we need to do is stitch these together. Now, if you wanted to learn how to stitch these together, well, here's a quick way we can do it. I'll show you. So let me stitch these together. We have this. If I zoom in, this is just another part. I just want a portion of this, so I can go under the picture format. I click on the picture, go to crop, and just crop this down. All I want is this part of it, and I don't need that part of it. Whoops. Let me crop this part. Click crop again, and now I'll put it in to this portion, resize it so it fits. And what's nice about PowerPoint is they have these guides when you kind of put it next to each other. They have these guides of where it shows up. I want to have that little gray line show up. Expand this a little bit so that guide shows up. And so let's see if it matches up. No. Let me go down a little bit and see if that gray line shows up. And it does. Let's see. Click outside. It looks like everything's set. Click the first image. Shift. Click the second image. And to make it all in one image, I can group it, or I can just cut and paste. Control X to cut, Control V to paste, and paste it all as one picture. Now it's all one picture. Close these design ideas here. I don't need that. And what I need to do now is I need to bring these two together. Let me delete these. I don't need these anymore. These are just there for show. Delete that. And let's start anew. Control D to duplicate that slide. And so I want to put all this together. Make this one fill out the whole image here, the whole slide here. Put this one down here so it fits there. Now I'm going to put this particular one, Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and let's put it into our image here. Make sure it fits well. Expand it out. Let's start it here again. And does it look okay? I think it does. Maybe we'll make it look a little bit bigger so that white doesn't come in. Turn off the design idea. I'll close this navigation panel here. Make this a little bit bigger. Let's see. Scroll up. Let's see if it fits within the confines of the phone here. It was a little bit too much there. Let's put it there. Okay, so it looks okay. Let's go back to the original settings here, and so I can see it. Now I got to bring the hand in the forefront. Right click. Let's bring this to the front. Good. So one thing to know that when you do a scroll, this scroll is going to go off the phone, but if I scroll up, look at this. Whoops. Control Z to undo that. Click on the image here. Do the arrow key, and if I pretend to zoom, you can see that it zooms out the phone and shouldn't zoom like this. That picture should cover it, and also down here, that picture should cover it. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this picture duplicated 2 times. Control C to copy. Actually, what I can do is just Control D, and it'll duplicate that picture. And what we need to do is crop this picture now. So I'm going to bring it up here, click on the crop function, bring that crop up, and I want it to be kind of covering that part of the phone. Click crop again, and now that part is gone. Maybe do a little bit more because you can see the edges off there a little bit more. Control C to undo. Let's crop it a little bit more. Let's crop it down here. Maybe not cover. Maybe would that be okay? And then click crop. We got to do the same thing for down here. So click on the image, Control D to duplicate. Let's bring this up here. Click crop again, and now we're going to crop a little bit below the picture. And let's see if we can get a good dimensions here. Click crop, and that for the most part did it okay. You can still see some little vestiges of the phone there, but that will be all right. And then we're going to bring back our hand in the forefront, right click, bring to the front, and let's see, click on the picture. Let's scroll up. You can see it took care of that part. Maybe the image is a little bit too high. Maybe I can start it off a little bit lower, or I can start the phone a little bit higher. Maybe that was it. Maybe I needed to start the image a little bit lower. Let's see. Yeah, that was it. It was already up there, so that was fine. Make sure that it starts off at that place. That looks okay, and all I need to do now is duplicate this. So click on this, click Control D to duplicate that, and for the second image, what we're going to do is pull this all the way up like it's scrolling. So click on the image itself. Let me scroll out a little bit so I have some room. Maybe I'll scroll out a little bit more. Maybe scroll out a little bit more so I can see this. Now press the Shift key and click on this and roll it up. Roll it all the way up. I think that's fine. So now we're going to use the morph feature here. So all we need to do is apply the morph feature to this slide. This is the beginning, and this is how we want to look at the end. And PowerPoint will see that there's a beginning and try to make a smooth transition to this end. So go under transitions, click on morph, and you can see that it's happened. If we look at going into presentation mode, and you can see this duration is 2 seconds. We have it on mouse click. Click on the presentation mode, and let's see. Oh, let's go to the first one here. Let's go to slide 3. Click on presentation mode, and click to go to the next presentation. It's going to that fourth presentation, and you can see that it's gone up. And you can see it's probably that cut and paste wasn't that good here, but you got the idea about what we're doing here. Now that was probably a little bit too long or too fast, so I'm going to go and make that 4 seconds instead. Go back to slide 3 and click on presentation mode. So I'm going to click here, and you can see that it is a scrolling feed, and it scrolled a little bit longer. It took a little bit longer, 4 seconds versus the 2 seconds earlier. Press escape to get out of presentation mode. Now that was using the morph feature, and really nice feature. But if you didn't have this, you can still do this using the other features like animation, and I'll show you how to do that. So using the animation feature, I'll just delete this. I don't need that more feature in there. I'll just use this slide and use the animation here. Click on animation, click on my image here. The animation here is going to be the movement animation. Let's see, it's going to be a motion path. Click on the motion path here, or just kind of scroll down here. We want this line, all right? So that line motion path, no, that's not right. We want it to go from green to red, start to finish, right? So we're going to pull that up. Whoops. Control Z to undo that. Click on that imagery. Let me scroll in a little bit more. Actually, let me scroll out. See if I can find this. That was a little bit too much. Scroll out, or zoom out. So here what we want to do is we want to add animation to it. So we just go to animations. Oh, let me click on my image first. The one animations that I need is the motion path. Scroll down here. We've got entrance, emphasis, exit. We want the motion path one. So click on that. and now it's going down, it's going the wrong way. What we can do is we can have it go up, right? And so basically what it's done is just reverse the red and green arrows. So we want our red arrow to get a little farther. Let's click on that, see if it takes it. Let's move it all the way up. Actually, that's not a very smooth one. Control Z to undo. Let's press the Shift key. Pressing the Shift key, it lets it go into a straight. When you move the mouse, we'll have it go all the way up here. That's enough. And let's see if it works. Preview this. And it does the same thing. And so, oh, that's a little bit too much. So let's press the Shift key and make it go a little bit farther down. And then preview. All right, that's fine. And on click, we'll do 4 seconds again. Let's go to this slide. Go into presentation mode and click the mouse button, and you can see that it has also gone through that feed. So that's how we can simulate a social media feed, whether you have Microsoft 365 using the Morph feature, or if you don't have Microsoft 365 or PowerPoint 2019, you can use the animation commands to do that. So I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.